Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. Who knew that Texas had their own version of Judge Middleton? Not only does he know everyone, he's got luscious locks, and he's extremely likable. So I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And David, good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
All right, so let's do some disclaimers here real quick. I don't know if y'all know, I know your mom did the wedding between these two. They lived a few houses down from a farm that my wife has inherited. So my in-laws knew Dorothy. I've known Dorothy for a long time. David and I had spoken. I said David, I'm sorry. Mr. Ferguson, well, David, I'm sorry. And Terry, I'm just use first names, a little bit of informality here. David and I have kind of spoken a little bit through all the situations going on between him and Dorothy. I've advised him, 3-4 months ago, he approached me when he saw me. I told him to get an attorney. So I want y'all to have a disclaimer this morning. If you feel I need to recuse myself, then I'm going to ask another judge to come in and hear this case today, or not today, we'll have to reset it. Or if y'all feel that there's not what I call ex parte communication, that there's not a conflict of interest, then I will move forward with the case and hear the case today. I know a lot of people in this community. This used to be a small county and a small town. Being a police officer in Joshua, know almost everybody in town, being there for as many years as I was, and then being on the bench here for 23. But I wanted y'all to know up front before we got started on anything, the relationship I had with your mom, with this gentleman, some conversations, and there's more informational and point of order, not anything what I consider ex parte that would hinder me making a fair judgment today and being biased towards you and or this gentleman here. Okay. So with that being said, are you okay with me hearing the case or not?
Yes.
All right, David.
I'm okay, but I've got a little problem.
Okay.
When they had this put on my door,
Okay.
they put two, one, and they finally, and this gentleman coming. I've been trying to get a lawyer.
Okay.
And I mean, I can, if you want me to show you, you could call.
No, just tell me today. Are you making a motion for anything?
Yes, I would like to. They told me that they'd have a lawyer ready for me to come to this date. Monday, they called me and told me that they couldn't get the lawyer that day. I'd just like to ask if I could get a court appointment, because this looks like it's going to be a serious thing. I don't.
Well, David, this isn't a criminal matter. Only on criminal matters can I appoint an attorney on certain things. But this is a civil matter on eviction, and I cannot legally appoint an attorney to represent you in court.
How there's a chance I could be evicted?
Well, that's what they're going to have to argue before this court today. Okay. And then what you have to argue is why you feel you couldn't be evicted. Okay. It's what is called a pro se litigant and everything. You're representing yourself in justice court. And that's why it's called the people's court. It allows you the opportunity, or anybody, to come in here who's not an attorney, and even people who come in pro se litigants representing themselves. We had it last week where a young man, I use it in this manner. He beat up on an attorney and won both his cases. So you can be a non-attorney and come in with your facts and present a case to this court and prevail. However, attorneys, when they come in, they're going to argue things, and it's my job to be that neutral person to look at both sides and help guide the conversation. That's what we're going to do today. Okay. You've had plenty of time to get legal counsel through everything that's gone on.
Yeah, but I mean, I've tried 3 lawyers, and the last one I had was, I really felt confident. I didn't ever talk to him. I talked to the secretary.
Yes, sir.
And she told me if I could go to the Hughley Hospital and get a doctor to say that she had dementia and she was incompetent. And I went and found the doctor. And when she was in ICU, she come out of ICU. He told me your wife's got dementia.
Okay. So you're arguing something that this court does not have jurisdiction. Okay. So if you're asking for a continuance, do y'all want to agree to a continuance or not? Okay. They're not wanting to continue the case. They want the case to be heard. So let me do this. Raise your right hands. Each one of you before this court today. Well, are y'all going to be, anybody else going to be testifying, or just you two?
This lady in the back is going to be testifying.
Which lady is going to be testifying?
Oh,
there's 3 ladies back there. So help me.
The one on the right.
Okay. Ms. Moore coming up here, and who's going to be testifying with you? All right. So any person might testify, raise your right hand. Let's just make it. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, before this court today, each one of you solemnly swear firm testimony you're about to give that it will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Thank you. Okay. So state to the court why you feel you have the right to possession of this property.
Because it's been transferred into my name and it's now.
Okay, when you say transferred into your name.
Yes, sir. Deed transferred.
A deed transferred. Okay. So.
And I do believe I gave a copy of that.
I'm looking at a copy of the deed here, and it shows that it was signed by Dorothy and executed on August the 28th of 2025. Okay. And you are Terry Lynn Bell.
Yes, sir.
And it's describing the property there on County Road 909. I'm not going to give the address because this does go public.
Okay.
But it is on County Road 909 in Joshua, Texas, or Joshua, Texas.
Mhm.
And the locals call it Joshua, and every once in a while I'll slip. And it's showing that Dorothy transferred this general warranty deed into your name. And I show that it was filed with the Johnson County Clerk's Office as part of their record on August 29th of 2025 at 1:15 p.m. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're saying that your mom transferred this property into your name?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, is your mom still alive or has she passed? She is still alive. Okay. So at this time, she's transferred this totally into your name and no other heirs. Okay. And you're saying that now at this time you're executing the rights to seek possession of your property. Okay. Anything else? Sir, do you have any questions? Hold on.
Okay.
Don't give me any of that hill country stuff. Okay. We're going to do this very civilly. Do you have any questions of her? Questions?
Yes.
Just a general-
Why wasn't I there when this took place? Why didn't I have a say so?
Okay. That's a statement to the court, David. Ask her a question. Okay. This is question and answer. You have the right to ask her a question. It's called cross-examination. So just ask her a simple question.
Why wasn't I there to witness that? Your mother has dementia.
Okay. That's your question. Okay. Don't go into a long detail. Okay. I've got to cut you off because I've known you for a long time. I know you can expand the conversation to an extra 30 minutes. We don't need that today. Okay. All right. So answer the simple question.
Because she didn't want you there.
What you said, she didn't want me where to be there as
She
well.
didn't want you there.
That's because she got dementia.
Okay. You're going to argue. I'm not going to sit here and let you argue the dementia part. Okay. So you've asked your question. What's your next question, sir?
She did more time.
Well, am I going to get evicted from my home?
So I don't know what's going to happen. I got to wait. I haven't heard from you yet. She's got the floor right now.
So I need to ask her a
Do
question.
you want to ask her any more questions?
Yeah. Do you think it's right making me leave? I'm 74 years old, and when I leave, I'm homeless. I don't have nowhere to go. Do you think that's right? I took care of your mama for 25 years.
Ma'am, can you answer? Speak up a little louder, please.
Sorry, I didn't have a comment to that. I feel as though we need to do this.
If they make me homeless at 74 years old after I took care of your mother for 25 years.
And
Sir, that's argumentative. I'm going to interject here as part of the court. We're not going to get into argumentative here, okay? So do you have any questions in reference to why she's filed eviction against you that are pertaining to the deed and or the eviction suit, not caring for her mom and your wife for a period of time?
I guess so.
No other questions?
I guess so. It doesn't.
Do you have any other questions for her?
If she's a victim, you.
Ma'am, lock it. Okay, you're not an attorney. You can't give him legal advice.
The same. I thought in this country, a citizen.
Hold on. Okay. You want to argue? It's going to be your turn. Do you have any other questions to this lady, David?
No.
All right, thank you. Ma'am, do you have anything else for the court? All right. Now, David, you got the opportunity to say something to the court. We're going order. We don't interrupt others, okay? Now you have the floor. What do you wish to say to the court as to why I should rule in your favor today and dismiss this suit?
Because I took care of her mother for 25 years. She didn't even have any contact with her the last 10 years before all this happened. And every time I went, she was in a rehab. She was in ICU, and she was in Hughley Hospital. I was there every day. And all she told me was she had dementia, but her mind would come back.
When you say had or has?
She has dementia.
Okay, thank you.
And I talked to the doctor, and he said she does have dementia. And but he didn't want to come in here in court and risk losing his license.
Correct.
And every time when she got out of ICU, he'd come in there and say, "Dorothy, where do you live?" She didn't know. "Dorothy, what's your birthday?" She didn't know. "Dorothy, who's the president of the United States?" She didn't know. But she would come around sometimes, and so I stayed with her in that rehab every day for, I'd say 4 months, and they came in there one time, and I told her we were going to hospice, and I told her that she wanted me to give me her phone number because Dorothy couldn't talk on the phone, and would I be kind enough to do that? I said, yes, I would. And then I said, but we got a problem because we've got a restraining order on him and he can't come over there. And she jumped on me and called me. I mean, you wouldn't believe. Had to finally, and then he come in there and threatened. He told me to shut my mouth and I didn't get involved in, but they eventually left. So we had hospice come out there, and I tried it. I tried taking care of it. She helped me tremendously, And I didn't last long. I don't know how many days, but then Dorothy got real sick. She was bleeding from both places.
Yes, sir.
And we went to the other rehab over there near Walls in
Okay.
Cleveland.
So
I was
I'm
in there.
going to interject. You're getting into an area that's on what I call the warning track, like in a ball field where that's out of play. Okay, so get it back in the green.
Can I tell you what happened at the rehab over there?
No, sir. I need to know why you should have the right to live there, because she's stating that there is a transfer of deed from Dorothy to her.
Okay.
And because
So
Dorothy has not died, Dorothy is still alive. And she's saying that Dorothy was within her right mind at the time she executed. You're saying that Dorothy has dementia. She has a deed. So under justice court rules, I cannot determine anything dealing with a deed. That has to go to the county and or district court to determine deed. Only thing I can decide today in an eviction suit is his right to possession of the property. She's claiming she has the right to possession of the property due to the deed being signed by Dorothy to her and filed with the county clerk, that she is the rightful owner.
I just don't think it's fair. I mean, I just.
And trust me, there's a lot of things in life we don't think is fair, but that's why we have the law, and that's why the law has lawyers to help us understand what is right, what is fair, and what is not fair. And that's where we're at here today. And that's what I have to decide as a neutral party.
But what I was going to say, every day that I was with Dorothy,
Yes, sir.
she said, she's treated me better than anybody that has in my life, and I can never repay you. Every day. And then all of a sudden, things changed. They got power of attorney, and they've done things to me just like the lady asked me, "Do I have an email?" They cut her phone off, didn't tell me nothing. Cut her phone off. I didn't go on the computer a lot, but I mean, now I don't have TV or nothing. And nobody's ever, I didn't know all this was happening.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of this, or I would have, like you told me, I went to try.
I told you get an attorney.
Right. Yes, sir,
Right.
you did. And I tried, and the first one I went to, they were supposed to set an appointment. I went with it 3 times, go to meet the attorney, and I called him and said he can't do it today. Then I went to.
So we're getting off track here. Let me get you back on track. Okay. It's like a train on the ground. Okay. What justification can you give me that you have the right to live there right now?
So I have nowhere to go. I'll be homeless.
Again, it's not the court to decide your living arrangements and your situation. I have to determine law of right to possession of the property. Okay. That's where my boundaries are today is to determine the right to possession of the property. Do you have anything you can give me to where you have the right to continue to live on that property?
Because I took care of my mother every day.
That's not something that I can rule on because you cared for Dorothy.
Sorry,
Okay.
can I say something?
No, ma'am, you're not called as a witness yet. Okay. If he wants to call you as a witness here in a minute, I'll give you that opportunity to answer questions he might ask you. But right now,
Well,
this is
really,
a thing for him.
all I can tell you is I treated her, a lot of times. I mean, she's been having fainting spells and passing out. And
David, we all know that. Okay. That's nothing new. Okay. The problem I have right now from you to me, the court, is you're not giving me anything that I can rule in your favor. Okay.
Well,
Sorry.
what you think's fair?
I have to do what the law says. Okay.
I want the
And you
lawyer
experiment
to
with the law.
so he can talk. I'm not a professional.
And you have the right to appeal. Okay. So anything else you wish to say?
Because it's
Do you want to call this young lady as a witness or you just want
yes,
to?
sir, sir, I do.
Okay. I'll
She
call her as a witness.
helps.
So hold on one second. Okay. Ma'am, do you have any questions today? All right. Thank you. Sir, you want to call this lady as a witness? What is her name?
Lisa Moore.
All right, Ms. Moore, he's calling you as a witness. David, what question? This is question and answer. You can't just tell the court unless you want to make preposition that question properly, okay? So Ms. Moore, he's calling you as a witness. David, ask your question. What question do you want to ask her?
Just, you saw me with Dorothy all those years.
Yes, I did. Sir, he's really just wanting an extension or a place to live because he understands that they will have ownership when Dorothy passes or they've signed the deed, she signed the deed over. He needs a home to stay in. He has nowhere to go. And he just needs an extension of time. If they don't want him there, he needs more time to get his stuff together, to get out. And when Dorothy passes, he knows that they will be the owners of the house when Dorothy passes.
Okay.
He understands that. He just has nowhere to go and needs a place to live if they would grant him that opportunity.
David, do you have any other questions, this lady?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Do you have any questions for his witness? All right, thank you, Ms. Moore. David, anything else you wish to take to the court before you rest?
I can't think of it.
All right, thank you. Ma'am, do you have anything else you want to add to the court? All right. Oh, excuse me, just 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a short recess. Be right back. Okay. Just wanted to just research and just double check, because you brought up an argument. I wanted to make sure that I'm with where I need to be on this ruling. Under Texas Property Code, Chapter 24.004, subsection B, it specifically talks about deeds, that the justice court does not have jurisdiction. As of right now, this lady is the rightful owner of that property. She has the rights to that property, sir. I can't rule any other way because the court does not allow, or the law does not allow me to rule that way. So I have no choice at this time but to grant judgment to the plaintiff for the right to possession of the property. However, you do have the right to appeal. I have to set an appeal bond of $500 because that's currently the standard amount. January 1st, it changes. Right now, it's currently $500. If you appeal this, you have the right to appeal this before close of business next Thursday, or excuse me, next Wednesday. Okay, because Tuesday's a holiday. So consult with legal counsel. If not, then after 8 a.m. next Thursday morning, they have the right to a writ of possession for said property. I'm sorry. Next Friday, you have the right to the writ of possession. Next Thursday, close of business because Tuesday's a holiday. We close at 4:30, so it rose to the next business day after that. So it'll be Thursday. So consult with legal counsel. Otherwise, if they allow you to stay there to a few extra weeks to get your affairs in order and your personal property to move, then they have that right to do that. They don't have to come in and execute a writ of possession right away. I think what they're trying to do is get Dorothy's affairs in order. But if you have any questions in reference to the validity and the transfer of the deed, that is to be handled in the county court and the district courts, whichever court you and the attorney feel to file. The matter today, I had to determine is right to possession of the property because she gave you the notice to vacate, followed the statutes. She showed the deed that she is now the rightful owner. The property has been transferred in her name. I can't argue or allow any argument and make any decision based on that. She's showing she's the rightful owner. It's filed with the county clerk, and I have to go with what that is. And that's what I went back and double checked with the county clerk to pull up the actual files with the county clerk's office.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
All I've been told, I don't know how many times, because I never, all I wanted was a place to stay. And everybody said, you don't have to worry about that. The Homestead Act, the Homestead law in Texas.
Homestead law, if you own the property, your name was never on that property, David. Okay. So, because your name wasn't on the property, you don't have any rights to that property. Okay. And if she transferred her ownership to a family member before she died, then it's up to her to pay what's required taxes and everything else on that and go from there. But the question you're asking is not a question I could answer in the detail you want me to answer. That's a question for a lawyer to advise you your legal rights and what your standings are. This morning, I have no choice but to grant judgment for the right to possession of the property. If you're unsure, consult with an attorney, appeal it.
So
otherwise,
I know what she's going to do on making me move because she made Dorothy told this lady and her husband that he did a lot of work. He went down there to trim where she's got 80 acres down there, and Dorothy told her husband and me and her that she could stay there the rest of her life. They've helped her so much, and she went and had her evicted off there, and they gave her 3 days notice.
Again, that's an argument for another court, not for this court. And what is going on and your argument has to be argued in a totally different court than this one. Okay.
So what day are you telling me? Because she's not going to help me at all. What day are you telling me I have to be out of there?
Next Thursday. By 5 o'clock next Thursday. If not, on Friday morning, they have the right to come in for writ of possession on that property.
And take everything in there that belongs to me?
Everything that belongs to you needs to go.
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's a bad situation. It is. It's a bad situation for that family. They're about to lose their mom. You're about to lose your wife. Whatever the dynamics.
Situation. I can't even see my wife.
Hold on a second. Okay. Whatever the situation is, it's turned into a bad situation overall. But here's what you need to do. Consult with an attorney and or get on your knees and ask for God for a heavenly miracle. That's all
I've
you can
already
do.
done that today. I've already done that today. And this is what I'll get.
Well, sometimes God allows us to go through trials and tribulation in life, but he does always go through the trials and tribulations of life with us. Okay. All right. I gotta let y'all go. Okay. I've got other cases I gotta hear. So everybody have a good day.
I'd like,
Okay?
well, thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am.
I'm not,
Can I ask,
Ma'am,
Terry?
I'll allow a question to be asked here in this courtroom because I want civility. I don't want an argument in the lobby. Do you want to answer any questions? No, there's no questions they want to ask. So get with an attorney if y'all want to converse with them and do it in a legal format. Okay. Everybody have a good day. Y'all go ahead and excuse yourself first. If y'all hold on, just have a seat for a second. Have the officer escort y'all out.
did you get that? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, well, it won't be long.
I'm so sorry.
The court's still in session and we're still broadcast. So I'll go ahead and take a short recess and that'll allow y'all time to go ahead and escort them out. And then I'll come back in and finish up the docket at that time. Okay. All right.